Sarno approached the library of the Piscine Knight. He could see the stone walls beginning to crumble toward the roof lines and in the corners. The weather was yeah, partly sunny, right, but nonetheless, right, an aura of darkness seemed to um, emanate from the library. He knew this was where he was supposed to be. He knew somewhere here would be the key to getting rid of his burden, the leather armor of Silverbane which he was given, to free the village from its curse. And that's where we're picking up here on Prophy Plays, picking up with the story of Sarno, who is exploring in the west now. And just so we recall, last time he took shelter in a village, and the shopkeeper that took him in said, "Okay, fine, I'll take you in. In exchange, right, you have to go get rid of this cursed armor." At least that's what my notes say. It's been a while since I've recorded, but we'll just go with this. This seems like a perfectly fine story. So I'm going to go ahead and use Shadow Dark's rules for developing this dungeon area. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is figure out the size of this dungeon. Right, so it's a d6 roll. The d6 returns me a 4. That's a medium size. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. It is 8d10 I will need. So I'll pull out 8d10 from my bag of tricks here. Now I am going to be ignoring most of the results here. I'm really just using this to get the shape of the area that we're in. 7, and I need a. There's these. Okay. So that's going to be our general shape here. Also, the highest number is going to be where our destination is, either a boss monster or treasure or something like that. In our case, it's where we can go to destroy the leather armor that we are uh, carrying. So first thing we're supposed to do is just kind of give a general outline of this. Right. And then we split it up based on what makes sense, based on the fact that these are ruins. Okay, that looks about right. And then it's one of these three rows. Let's just go ahead and re-roll those 3 dice. Figure out which one is our destination. Okay, so it's going to be one of these two. Let's re-roll it again. Yeah, I'm going to say it's this one. So this is going to be our destination. In terms of where we're coming in, well, I want to make sure we can't just go straight in there. So the entrance here would be extremely boring. Let's instead have the entrance be like in the lower corner. Move some stuff around so you can actually see what I'm doing. So yeah, if we enter here, then we'd have to go through the set of rooms in some fashion. Let's see, that'd be a path of 1, 2, 3. Apart from the entrance, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's actually come in this way. Right, so here's the entrance coming in, and there are also doors going through each of these here. Now, typically, if you're going to design dungeons, it's a good idea to offer different paths here. Um, I'm not going to bother with that because I'm playing solo. So, just having a linear line I have to go through and face various challenges is perfectly fine with me. I don't feel like I'm robbed of choice or whatever. Because I made the choice to not have any choices within the dungeon. Okay. Next thing. So we already know the type. I'm going to consider this to be a ruin. It's a ruins. And then danger level. It's a d6 roll. So let's see what our overall danger level is here. It's a 6, so this is a deadly dungeon. So it's going to mark here DL, deadly. All that really means is that we will be rolling for random encounters every round. Okay, that is that. One thing that I do need to decide is whether or not this dungeon has any kind of natural light in it. So, like, are there holes in the walls, windows, that kind of thing to let light in? I don't know. I don't know much about this Piscine Knight. Possibly they liked having light coming in, possibly not. I don't really know. All right, so let's go ahead and roll this. So again, it's 11 or higher is a yes, and 9 or lower is a no. 17. So 17 is a yes. So okay, so it looks like we do have natural light. We don't have to worry about burning torches all the way through. Cool. And that is that. So what that means then is every round we're going to be checking for random encounters. Very nice. So the first thing I want to do is to go into this first room right here. So room number one. Let me also make notes here. Sheet of paper, just so I can mark what is inside these in case I ever come back. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and eight. There we go. That's one thing. You always think there might be some reasonable way of numbering rooms, but then you always end up running into problems. So this is in. So I decided that this library is actually in the same hex as the village was. So it's nearby. People know about it. We just tend not to go there. Is kind of my view on that one. All right, so here we go. So this is the library of the Piscine Knight. I actually looked up how to pronounce that. All right, and we'll see what happens with room number one. So we walk into room number one. First thing I want to do is check for a random encounter. Nope, no random encounter. So what kind of room is this? 10. 10 indicates there's a boss monster of some kind. Well, that's fantastic. What do you know about this boss monster? D6. It's a 3. It's guarded by minions. Oh, fantastic. So the first thing I do is run into some kind of boss monster that is guarded by minions. Now, one thing that I wanted to do was try to have this be a somewhat balanced fight. So I'm going to pull up the ruins random encounter list, and I'm going to roll my D100 here until I get some kind of monster. All right, so it's a 23 web-covered skeletons. Oh, that's actually great. Okay, so skeletons. So let me look up about skeletons here in my. Okay, skeleton is a level 2 monster. Now it has minions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is monsters. I'm going to say there's one regular skeleton. That's our boss monster. Right? And then we also have a weak skeleton, which is going to have the same stats but half as many hit points. So I'm actually just going to roll a d8 for the number of hit points here. Right, so that's a 2 is what it came up. So it has 2 hit points. There's the other one has 11 hit points. And then they will also have some kind of. Actually, I'm going to say these they're skeletons. It's not like I'm going to be searching their pockets or something to find the treasure. I'm going to say the treasure is probably something that I can see in this room. And it makes sense to me that if this is a monster room, that there would be a treasure here. Now, because these are relatively low level monsters, it's going to be a relatively low level treasure. Makes sense. Treasure number 67. So it's a half finished suit of chainmail. So just say it's a half finished suit. Chainmail, which is worth 30 gold pieces. Okay, cool. So I think that I probably don't have much choice but to fight these skeletons. And it seems like they would naturally be hostile. They're not going to. Oh well, we'd like to chat. No, that's not the way skeletons are. All right, so let's go ahead and try it. Okay, so in terms of first side initiative, so they have a dexterity of +0, which so do I. So it's just a matter of which of these dice can go higher. Red is them, white is me. I'm going to say white, whether it's a 20 or a 14, is going to be higher. Okay. Landed on the corner there. All right. Well, either way, it's not. So I get to go first. So the first thing I want to do is take out the weak skeleton because otherwise they get more attacks than I do. And I don't want that to happen. So let's go ahead and attack the weak skeleton. And I'm going to say it's weak, like, and that I can tell that it's already, like, shambling differently. Something like that. So let's go ahead and attack that one. It is an AC of 13 in it. It's also wearing chainmail. So let's go ahead and roll that one. I'm using my great axe, so I pull my great axe out, I run up to the skeleton, and I swing at it. I got a 14 plus 3, 17 definitely hits their 13 AC. So then, because I am operating two-handed, that's a D10 plus 1, which is going to be enough. 1 plus 1 is 2, that's good enough. Right, so the skeleton is down. Now that means that's going to trigger a morale check from the other skeleton. So the morale check is a wisdom roll. It has a wisdom of plus 0. It needs 15 or higher, otherwise it runs away. It got a 17, so it's going to stay and fight. All right. So then the remaining skeleton attacks me. It's operating at a plus 1. I'm going to. Oh, does it have a short sword or a short bow? Short sword makes more sense to me. So let's just say that it has the short sword. Okay. So we're going to roll here. At a plus 1, my AC is a 13. Oh, I do have a shield, but apparently I'm not using it. Okay. It rolled a 1. That's a critical failure, which I'm just going to say is a miss for our purposes. I don't feel a need to make that worse than it is for them. All right. Then I'm going to swing at the new skeleton. Well, the new skeleton, the strong skeleton, and hit handily. Again, I'm going two-handed. That's 4, 5. Okay, so it's down to 6 hit points. It attacks me back. Again, it needs a 13 total. It's at a plus 1. 6, it misses. I'm going to attack it back. Again, at a plus 3. And awesome. Okay, 6. Okay, 4 points of damage total. So it's down to a 2. And then it attacks me. 11 plus the 1 is still not enough because it needs 13, doesn't it? All right, so it's just swinging and missing with a short sword. Kind of nice. Okay. Oh, I missed. They're immune to morale checks, so oh well. And I missed that time. Okay, because it's a 9. Okay, it swings at me. It needs a 13. It misses. I swing at it. I need a 13. Oh, we both need 13s. I miss. It swings at me. Okay, now this is getting to where we're getting tired. So it missed me. I hit it. Okay, good, good, good. And this is going to be enough because 4 points of damage is enough to get rid of its 2 remaining, and that skeleton is down. All right, so skeletons are fought. I can now pick up this. Oh, the problem is the chainmail takes 2 gear slots, and I only have 1, and I don't want to drop anything. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave the chainmail here, which is a real shame. But I want to make a note that the chainmail is still here because maybe I'll pick it up on my way out after I get rid of the leather armor. Okay, so room 1 is now clear. Okay, now we enter room number 2. Is there a random encounter in room 2? The answer is no. So what kind of room is it? Can I just go? Oh, I got a 4. Play it as it lies. All right. The 4 tells me this is a minor hazard. So what kind of minor hazard is it? It's 6. 6 is enfeebling magic of some kind. So I'm going to look up, we do have a table here for hazards and traps, if I can find where it is. There we are, hazards. So it's enfeebling, so it'd be weakening in some way. So I'm going to roll the 12 here. Right, so 4 is an anti-magic zone, which is fine with me because I actually don't rely on magic. So I'm just going to write here 2 is an anti-magic zone. And then we continue on the path to the next room. Our next room, room number 3, let's find out first, is there a random encounter here? There is not. And then secondly, what kind of room is it? Try to actually hit my, okay, 2. 2 indicates this is an empty room. Okay, so I assume that since this is a library, there are just like books around, that kind of thing. Nothing particularly of interest here. All right, next then. So it's just empty. Room number four. We're getting close now. We're getting close. So room number four, what kind of room is it? Oh wait, no, no. First, random encounter? No. Then what kind of room is it? Eight. Eight is a major hazard. It's what kind of major hazard is it? It is one, it's a long fall. Okay. So, as we get toward room four, there's the potential here for a long fall. So the question one is, am I paying close enough attention to notice this long fall? It's a long fall, so I feel like it's going to be easy. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. If it's a 9 or higher, then I'm going to count this as a success. It's a 20, which is awesome because that means I get a luck token. So yes, I do notice this long fall. So the question is, do I have a way to cross it? Um, I do have rope and a grappling hook, so I assume that those might be useful to me. All right, so there's some kind of chasm here. I'm just going to go ahead and mark it. So I'm just going to say there's a chasm. It cuts across this way. Right, but I can manage using my grappling hook and rope. I can find something over on the other side of the chasm to latch onto and work my way across. I have plenty of time at this point, I believe. You know what, though? Let's roll it. And I'd say a failure is just that I'm having, oh, let's use a dexterity roll to see whether I can successfully hook. And let's just say this is a standard difficulty of 12. Okay, so I do not. Now, because I didn't, that would trigger another random encounter roll, which did actually do something. Okay, so I'm stuck on this side of the chasm still, right? And random encounter roll tells me that there is some kind of encounter here in the ruins. So let's find out what kind of random encounter I just triggered. 12. 12 is a groaning wall collapses at the slightest touch. So the question is, which wall is it? Okay. So let's go ahead and just roll that. So I'm going to go starting with north. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is wall 4. So wall number 4, this wall just collapsed. So it's just gone. So there's just a pile of rubble here. We can now see into room 4. So the question is, what kind of room was room 4? So let's go ahead and roll that. So it might be there are monsters in there. 9. 9 indicates this is a treasure room. So what kind of treasure is it? Now, I'm relatively low level, so that's going to be what determines the treasure here. Treasure table, it's number 19. All right, so let's go ahead and check that treasure table. Wait, there we go. 19 is a cracked handheld mirror. This wouldn't be worth very much. It's like 8 GP worth. It's probably not even an XP worth, to be perfectly honest. All right, but that's good to know. So that wall just collapses. I'm guessing what happens is that I throw my grappling hook. It hits that wall, knocks it down, where I can see through it. I can see there is like a collection of artifacts here. Nothing particularly valuable that I can tell. I do notice this mirror that might potentially be useful at some point, but that's it. So that's it there. So this is all just rubble at this point. Now, going into room number 8. Oh, wait, I still need to cross this chasm. So, one more roll on that one. Failed again. Then I need a 12. All right, so let's see. Do I get another random encounter? I do. This is it's a very eventful trying. So I throw the grappling hook on my rope, and 56 is my new random encounter that happens here. Right, let's see. 56, 1d6 Grix, shred dead giant rats, and use the fur for nesting. So how many Grix are there? It's 1d6 worth. 4. Right. So this is, I'm just going to say something that I didn't notice before. There are four gricks. I don't know much about what a grick is. Let me look that up. Grick, it's a huge worm with four suckered tentacles and a snapping beak. Oh, there's even like a picture of it here. The picture actually kind of reminds me of like with a squid, like it has that beak amidst its tentacles. It's very similar to that. They are level 4 creatures. So now we know that over here, we hadn't noticed before. I guess they're kind of off in a corner or something like that. These gricks. Okay, so there are four gricks eating rats. Well, now that could potentially be a really big problem. Oh, it actually says camouflage. They're hard to see in cave terrain or rocks. So, insensibly here, they might have been on the other side. So I guess they'd actually be in room four, not four, five. But we're still trying to cross the chasm. So that means then I could try to cross still, and I think it's important that I do try to cross still, but I need to try to avoid the Gricks because honestly, between the four of them, I'm dead. Okay, so Sarno, let's keep going. Again, we need a 12 to get across. 4 is definitely not getting across. Do we have another random encounter? We do not. Okay. Again, 12 to get across. 3 does not. Another random encounter. We don't have one. Okay. 14. Okay. Good, good, good. So I do manage to get across that time. Now I need to try to avoid the Gricks. I'm going to try to do this just by sneaking quietly and hoping they don't notice me. Looking at Gricks' abilities, I don't think they like. Well, they have camouflage. They do have a reasonable wisdom. Let's just go ahead and roll that. So they have a wisdom at +1. I have dexterity at +0. So I'm going to do dex versus wisdom. White is me. Okay. Oh yeah, they definitely notice me. Easily. They easily notice me. And okay, now the thing working to my benefit is that they are currently eating some dead rats. So I think that might possibly mean that they notice me but don't necessarily leave their meal to come after me. Like a Grick by alignment is neutral, right? So it's not necessarily going to be coming after me. Um, let's roll it. Okay, I'm going to make it 50-50. 11 or higher, if they come after me, then I'm going to have to run. Less than that, they don't. They don't. Good. All right, so the Gricks are too busy with their meal. They avoid me, which allows me then to go through door number door number 8. Yeah, the door to room number 8. Okay, so 6, 7, and 8. So let's enter room number 8. So room number 8 is where we're going to have something that is going to be able to destroy this leather armor that I'm carrying around that has some kind of curse on it that the village wanted to get rid of. Okay, so first thing I want to find out is what kind of room this is. 8. Oh, wait. Random encounter? No. Okay. Room number 8. So it's another major hazard. So what kind of major hazard is it? And this might actually, in some way, be. It's a long fall. So another long fall. Now, do I notice it again? 9 or higher? I don't. All right. Well, I don't. I don't notice it. Which tells me then I need to look up how fall damage works. All right. I think it's the first time that I've had to worry about fall damage, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. All right, so I don't recall exactly where it is in here. Damage. It's not there. Hiding, seeking, danger level, resting, conditions, movement, encounters, total darkness, clear turn, time, all this kind of stuff. No, I don't see it here. Right, so I need to find where that is really quickly. Carousing, I don't need that. Simple play. Wizards and thieves, obviously not that. Okay. Fall damage, fall damage. I know that I had it in here somewhere. I just do not recall where it is for the life of me. Oh, more XP. No. I feel like it's 1d6 per 10 feet, if I recall correctly. So the question is, how many feet down is this? It's a large drop. So sensibly, it's going to be more than 1d6. I mean, that feels rather obvious. Um, Boy, but I cannot for the life of me find where fall damage is. I don't know. I'm just going to say it's a d6 per, and then we'll go with that. And if that ends up being incorrect, then it was incorrect. All right, so I fall, and let's see what happens. I'm gonna allow myself a dex save to take half damage, maybe. Let's do that. So dex save here. Do I manage? Well, I didn't manage to observe the fact that there's a big pit in front of me. So I fall down it. Do I manage to grab something on my way down? Right, slow my fall. Oh, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my 2d6, and then we will divide by 2. So it's 7. Good thing that I rolled well for that save. So as I'm falling, I do manage to like scrape up against the side, like move myself some kind of scraping against the side. That slows my fall somewhat. So that rather than taking um, 7 points of damage, I only take 4 points of damage. So I am definitely hurt as I hit the bottom here, but I'm not dead. Okay, so that's a big plus. It's always nice to not die. All right, fortunately, I do have down here my rope, my leather armor. Now, I want to know also, now that I'm here, what is it that is going to let me destroy this armor? So I need to find where I put that. I have my prompts from Solo Dark here somewhere. I can't for the life of me find where I put them. Right? Probably stuck them in my folder here somewhere. Yeah, this is where organization is a very important part of solo play, particularly when you're recording it and don't want to have to go back and edit things. And just threw my ring key down. There we are. All right, so I want to know, what is it about this room that will allow me to destroy this thing that I'm ought to destroy? Let's go ahead and roll that. That's going to be two D100s. The first D100 roll, 36. I'm just looking for inspiration here. Surprise, 95. Identity. Surprise identity. What I'm imagining. We don't know much about this Piscine Knight, do we? So, surprise identity suggests to me that it might actually be someone I know. And I'm not even necessarily convinced that this armor is cursed. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. And maybe the person that I know is not so upstanding, right, as they might have had me believe. So, the direction that I'm going with this is that I'm imagining it might actually be that shopkeeper, right, whose name escapes me at the moment. Let me say it's like Perrock or something like that. Yes, Perrock is what I have written down here. We'll go with that. Right. So imagining here, so I fall down there, hurt myself, not in a debilitating way, but nonetheless, I'm certainly hurt. And then I see, like, over the side, right, of this chasm, and I'm just going to make another chasm here. There's another one. I see somebody looking down at me, and this person isn't, they're armored, and their um, their helmet, right, is um, molded, right, in the form of a fish head. Right, so it's Piscine Knight, Pisces fish, right? So it's fish-like. Right? but I can. They have their visor up so that I can see them, and it turns out that it is in fact Perrock that is there, wearing his armor. He's here as a knight. So I want to look up here. Knights. Just to make sure that I get information about them correct in terms of the knight here. A warrior in shining plate mail and the surcoat of a knightly order. Is that it? Okay. So this person running the adventurer shop, right, that where I stayed, is in fact a knight. Now I want to know what his intentions are toward me, whether he's friendly or not. So is he going to help me out, or is he just going to try to kill me? Um, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm kind of inclined to think this was a test in some fashion. He didn't know me. Um, so maybe he actually wants to like induct me into his order or something like that. I am, after all, a fighter, title of squire, right? So it might make some degree of sense that that's actually what he's trying to do. So I want to act. I like that. I like that idea. I do want to test it though to see if it's true. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself advantage on this oracle roll. So the higher of the two is going to determine it. 7 and a 1, so no. No, he is not, in fact, a good knight who wants to induct me into his order. However, the odd number, remember, indicates a no but. So that wasn't totally wrong. Uh, what is the but involved with this, though? I mean, okay, so no, but I think it's still a test. And I don't think that he's lawful. I think that he might be neutral. Right, so it was still a test. He wanted to see what I was made of, right, so to speak. Um, and I think that maybe he has like some kind of reward or something that he's willing to give me because I took on this mission for him. That might be kind of a nice thing. That's a way to get this to pay off, right? And so let's go ahead and do that. So the Piscine Knight, actually, like a Piscine being in some fashion neutral makes some degree of sense. Animals are typically neutral. So let's go ahead and roll for that. Let's see, is that what's going on? Okay. Again, I'm going to give advantage on this one. So, okay, so he was testing me, but now he's going to give me some kind of reward and send me on my way. Right. Even if he doesn't want to induct me into his orb, I'm not that capable, let's be honest. All right. Uh, the answer is yes, but barely. Yes, he is willing to give me some kind of reward, and I'm going to say that reward is going to mean there might be some XP coming my way. So let's go ahead and roll on the treasure table. So this knight, the PC knight, the Perrock, pulls me up out of this pit and says, "Congratulations, right? You have delivered the armor as you have promised. This proved you are in fact worthy and trustworthy. I will be sure to give a good word for you whenever you happen to come back into town. Uh, as for now, though, I do have a reward for you, and it is 50. A mithril locket with a painting of a halfling. So he now has this mithril locket. Worth 20 GP. And it'd also be worth 1 XP. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say that he can make his way back out into the village and make it back there for the night. Now, he certainly wants to do some healing. So he's going to have to consume his final rations, which gets him healed back up, which is good. Cool. And then um, I think he's going to have to do a little bit of shopping as well. After all, This is something I'll do off camera, but I mean, he has things like he needs more rations, for example. I think he can sell off this locket most likely at an adventure shop that might possibly be something that somebody there might maybe be interested in. I don't know. Um, but it seems like it might be saleable here. Just looking. Oh, and there's also like standard shop. Yeah, they might have some decorative things. Oh, rare and exotic goods. I could probably sell this there as well. All right, yeah, let's do that. Was it the rare and exotic goods shop that I stayed at? It might have been. In any case, there's going to be a little bit of shopping that goes on, and then next time we're going to pick up with a bit more exploration. For now, this is Profi signing off.